Hello.
Hi, everybody. I'm sick this episode. Not Dawn. Wait, Dawn, are you sick?
know.
Oh, okay. I was double checking. I was like, I didn't know.
Like, are you sick, Marie? Is this like...
No, I'm not. I'm not. Yeah. I'm actually good.
There's no sniffles, nothing?
Nothing.
Oh, jeez. That's crazy down. Because, like, I have, like, sniffles and stuff, but I'm not sick. I have allergies.
Yeah, no, yesterday I had my allergies were acting up. But today, no, I'm good.
Wow, the stars have aligned for Marie.
Yeah, I was just traveling. I'm just glad it was just like a small sinus infection or whatever and not like, COVID.
So. Yeah, like, worse.
I'm like, okay, I can deal with this. And I just want to also warn our listeners, Tepno is back out on his tour. The Bigger Than God tour. Tepno is the good husband, and so that means I'm on kids duty for the next few episodes. So if you hear banging, stomping, whatever, just tune them out.
Yeah. Jessica, what are you drinking tonight?
I had to order alcohol, so I'm just drinking. Yes, I'm sick, but I'm on the upswing. The upswing, that's the words. So it's okay that I'm drinking now. I'm just drinking regular Paps because they don't have strong available online, I guess.
Oh, what are you drinking tonight?
Just water. Again, I'm battling allergies, so my brain's already loopy. So we're staying hydrated.
My husband went out last weekend and he spent like $150 on alcohol. One of the things he got me was Mike's Hard Lemonade, but this one is black cherry lemonade.
Oh, how's it taste?
It's not bad. I like black cherry, so it's good.
I like black cherry too. Black cherry ice cream. Oh my gosh, when you get like the chunks of like the cherries.
Yeah.
So good. Like real ice cream, not like the fake milk ice. Where it's like $12 for a tiny thing.
Like
yeah.
Ice cream.
It's so expensive. We make a lot of our own stuff for ice cream. I like homemade ice cream so much. Like you just like make it and then you throw in some fruit. It's just so good. It's just,
I've done it with caramel, and I did like thick caramel drizzles inside, and then
so good,
like ribbons. Yeah,
homemade ice cream's the best, but like
it's super easy to make too.
Yeah,
not really.
I'm a frozen yogurt kind of girl.
Yeah, frozen yogurt.
Frozen yogurt's good too.
We use our mixer. We have a mixer that we put in the freezer, like a bowl. We use like a frozen bowl. And then that does the ice cream,
Yeah.
Yeah.
We could write like a ice cream recipe in the next newsletter that's available on our Patreons at even the lowest tier on Mondays for was it $2 a month? Is that our lowest tier?
It is. Our lowest tier is $2, and you get early access to a drink recipe. You get the transcript,
access to all written stuff. Whenever we put out first stories there, downloadables, etc., etc. Yeah, all there first. So
there, it's good stuff. Good stuff. I'm just trying to set this up. There we go.
I was gonna say, where's our Wheel of Fortune?
I'm doing it. I think there's like a boycott Weston Galen stores.
There is May 31st.
Yes, I'm gonna do like a little ingredient house thing every day.
Yeah, that would be awesome
if I remember.
I have to keep the list of things that Galen Weston owns because I keep forgetting. I know. Luckily, I already don't get my meds at Shoppers, so we're okay. But
yeah.
Ooh.
So what irrational fear do you have? Personally, I think all fears are rational, but that's just me.
Even pickles?
Pick all of them. You're scared of them for a reason.
Some of the reason is just anxiety.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I'm a big fan of going into your anxiety fears. Although it's bad, like that. Try and stay away from that because you just have like crippling fear your whole life. But
Yeah.
that's like,
Yeah. You
yeah,
need some like exposure therapy to get over it. Like,
yeah. But like, it's hard because like a lot of the scenarios that like I make up in my head are never going to come true for me to be exposed. Like that, this doesn't work. But
I mean, like, I don't think it's irrational, but other people do because it's one of the safest forms of transportation. But I do have a fear of flying. That doesn't keep me from flying, but I do cry every time, and I do gasp during turbulence.
Every time I'm like, or like I've started like doing this like stimming thing to like whenever I'm like, I just like do this. I just concentrate on my fingers like this while flying. I don't, because I've been flying by myself a few times. So I'm just like, okay, I don't have my security blanket. So I'm just going to stim the whole time.
Whenever it has the screen that shows the flight, I always like people will put on like a show. And I'm like, no, keep it on the map. I need to know where we are in case shit goes south.
I need to know if I need to get a boat or a parachute.
Yeah, like which direction is the land closest? Like I need to know these things. So yeah, like, and my reasoning is always kind of, it's like if I get into a car accident, I have a higher chance of living because ambulance is right there, you know, like, so yeah, I might be more likely to get into a car accident, but I'm also more likely to live that than if I got into a plane accident.
Yes, and that's my logic too. And Kyle's like, no, that doesn't make sense. How does that not make sense?
Because more people die in car accidents, therefore you're more likely to die in a car accident, and therefore, yeah.
But that's also because more people drive cars. Like, it's like when you skew the statistics to just like to make them proportional.
It's in the
I
masses,
feel like
that's why. Because it's based on the masses, right? So that's where my fear now is coming in. Because you can get me on a fucking plane and I'd be cool. You can get me on a roller coaster, cool as a cucumber. You get me into a car today, I'm losing my fucking shit. Like, I will cry and shake. It's horrible now. I don't recommend having a fear of driving.
No, when I had my like hit and run a while ago, it took a long time. Even now, still, I hate when Kyle drives at night. Like, I need to like focus on my like calming coping strategies because like my anxiety, I can't calm down because I can't see things happening because it's like, I need to see what's happening, you know.
Well, my car accident, like we got hit from behind, so I didn't see it happen.
Yeah.
But now, like, if I see a car or a truck come anywhere close, like, I panic. I lose my shit. And then it makes David obviously anxious, right? Because he can feel it off of me. And he's like, you can't do that, hon. You can't gasp at every car. That's like, so, like, it's getting bad. And, like, but for the past month, like, it's not the first time I've been in the car. Like, I was fine. But then we got on the highway. And that's when it was, like, near the end, too. We were getting off, and then I just freaked out. And then coming home, it was bad.
It's hard to come down after you get that, like, boop, boop, boop anxiety. It's really hard to come down from it. Like, you're like, shit, now I have to go home the same way I came, right? Like, and it's so stressful.
And then, like, we were almost home, and a car tried to cut us off.
Yeah.
And David had to, like, you know, slam on the brakes and honk his horn. And I just lost my shit again. And he's like, fuck. Like, I don't know what to do now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's scary. Like, it's hard. Like, it's trauma, right? Like, like,
well, this is why I don't drive.
Yeah, that's like
I can't be in that control. I could be the hit and run guy or hit and run. Like, I don't know. It depends on the day.
Percentage I was about to like maybe possibly buy like a fraction drive. It's gone. It's just there's no more.
Yeah, you know, that's scary on the highways too. Like people don't give a fuck. Like
they don't.
Like, there's so many accidents all the time, and I never understand because they're all preventable. If you just, like, pay attention, almost every single one of them is, unless it's, like, environmental, all of them are preventable. But
it's super funny because, like, Chris did a show in Germany, and had to take that highway there that doesn't like have a speed limit. And they have like Wi-Fi on the highway. But they have less accidents than our highways here.
Yeah, and they're crazy. Like,
Yeah.
you can't, I think if you're going too slow, you're not allowed on it, right? They have a minimum. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's just about keeping up with traffic. You have to keep a farther distance. You know, like it's all the safety things. It's just you just go faster because that's what traffic is dictating.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Follow the guy ahead of you. Like that. Follow the leader, literally. And then like if you're slower, you stick to different lanes, you know, like
Right?
Yeah.
there's no reason for you to be swerving in and out like an idiot. Like,
Well, that's a lot of where accidents happen is people like switching lanes constantly, right?
yeah.
But there's now some safety like features on like the new car we're getting, and one of them is where you can attach yourself to the car in front of you, like it will match its speed and the length that it is to that car.
What is that? Cruise control, right?
It's something like that, yes, but it's like it literally matches the car that's in front of you to its exact speed, so you don't have to.
So
like
you're
push on the
cruise
gas.
controlling the other, like with the other
Yeah.
car. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
So I thought that was pretty cool.
I always get scared. Like I'm like, I know all this electronic stuff on cars is making it safer, but then I also get like scared because I've seen like cars be hacked. And there was that a Netflix movie that just came out with Julia Roberts like a few months ago, like at the end. So it was an apocalypse movie. I can't remember what it's called, but all the Teslas get hacked and block all the streets, and I'm just like, that just scares me a little bit. So I'm like, I know electronics is good, but that's an irrational fear of mine.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Have you seen Upload, the TV show?
I've seen the trailer and I know the concept.
Yeah.
I've not seen it yet.
Spoilers, he gets murdered. And they hack his car. And then his cousin's trying to like solving his murder, and she gets murdered. The car drives into the ocean. Like that.
Yeah, but like hacked cars, that shit happens. Have you seen the self-driving car videos with people in it that get stuck?
There's people, and you get in the back of this car, and the car just drives, and I'm like to have literally no control, that scares the fuck out of me.
But what's been happening is the car will be like at a turn, but because there's not like a real gap and it's not going to be aggressive or anything like that, it's not turning, and it just like waits for like hours, and then someone else will be honking at you to move, but you're like, I'm not driving. Like, what do you want me to do? And yeah, people have been getting stuck in like busy intersections in these self-driving cars. It's so funny.
Yeah, you think you're cool because you're in your self-driving car and you're blocking all traffic. Yeah.
You're like entitlement. Like,
yeah, you're like, oh, I can't do anything. My car's here. Like, take it out of self-driving. Like, yeah, you don't have to be like that. You can take control.
But that's the thing is like these are almost like in the States it's almost like Uber. Yeah. So it's like it's not even their car. So what they end up having to do is they have to like call for help. They have to like press like the help button in the car and get the person working at the call center to help their self-driving car.
Oh
like,
my god!
At one point, it almost did like a run from the police. Because they were like, pull over, but the car was just driving. Like, they'd be like, I can't. You're like, what do you want me to do?
They're gonna get like shot down because they're like, now highway change.
Waiting. Like, I'm waiting for that kind of shit to like happen, like, or a hit and run or something because of a self-driving car. Because they're not ready to be on the road. Not with real drivers aren't ready to be on the road.
Yeah, no.
How are we supposed to emulate that with a computer?
No, I think like in theory it's a good idea, like self-driving cars on road-body roads. You know, like the roads themselves also have to be. So there's like a a signal.
Like no stop signs. It's like one destination, like a train, but like with cars.
That's
if
good
all
too,
cars were self-driving.
Yes, every single one of them, and the roads had sensors. Like
and everywhere was walkable by a sidewalk, like that's separated from the road.
Yeah,
like then it would be good. Then I'd be like, yes, this is the future.
The future. I like am terrified where society is heading.
That's not irrational.
We're not winning. That's the thing. Like we're not. It's gonna get so bad where we can't. The only way we can fight back is like extreme violence. Like now, like we're at the point where we could do like protesting and stuff like that, but we're not. It's just like, but then it's gonna get that won't even work. Like it's
there are protests going on. There are people being arrested because of protests going on. There are states that have made it illegal to protest. Texas. Texas.
Oh yeah.
But protest has never changed anything. Like it's always been some sort of violent revolution. Like bosses were hung in the streets, and that's why you get a 40-hour work week. You know, like
well, it's not that anymore.
No. For suffrage, women's suffrage and all that stuff, like people had to die. Like it's there's not one revolution that wasn't violent. We all just like to pretend that protest is always the first step. You try to show that, hey, we don't want this to end in violence. Like this is our, but usually the people in power are still like, eh.
Yeah. And right now it's not the government's in power anymore. It's big business, like that's the problem. Is like
because they pay for them.
Yeah, because like so the people who are able to make the change won't because
they want to stay.
Yeah, it's stupid. I don't like it. But
I'm always like having kids really anchors me down. Yeah, like, oh my god.
I just like, and then like at the same time, I'm like, yes, end of civilization. Woo, it'll be okay.
Just make it go fast. I don't like just
like years and years. No thanks. Jeez, just enough to erase all my debt. Like that's that's all I want. Like just all the banks.
The one thing I hate is like. I love dystopian novels, dystopian shows, dystopian movies, etc. But like, you never see the in between, right? You get into that dystopian place. Yeah, like so. Right now, I'm like, are we there? Like, because I'm thinking, I'm like, movies like apocalyptic movies are coming out that seem very like they literally call out Tesla in this like apocalypse movie with Julia Roberts. Like, it's all Teslas. And it's just like, there's Don't Look Up. That was another one. Yeah. It was supposed to be about climate change. And it's filled with millionaires funded by billionaires. Like people putting all this money into it when they could put money into that actual cause that they're saying is ending the world. And I'm just like, is this dystopia? Like, well, this is beyond satire. What's beyond satire? The rich people destroying the world are making the movies about the world and how they're destroying it, and us peasants are watching it as entertainment. Like, that sounds dystopian to me.
Yeah. Like the Hunger Games, where they're watching like people be murdered.
The Met Gala. Yeah, looks like the Hunger Games. Yeah. Like it looks like the Capitol.
They dress like that. You're like, oh my god, what the?
And they have literally like they always have a protest out front that they have to walk through to get to this fucking gala thing. And I'm just like, I don't know. I don't think that's an irrational fear. It's a very valid fear.
And in speaking of dystopian, in Upload. Like their only way people are able to like survive is if they kill themselves and live in virtual world. And like it's great because like it would be like Amazon owns this, Google owns that, like you have to like Horizon or whatever, like AT&T owns everything. Like it's all these big corporations, and like you're eating oatmeal every day because that's all like you can afford. Because there's no like meat anymore. It's like all 3D printed and like it's.
Well, it reminds me of Outer Worlds because I
love Outer Worlds. All the corporations.
Every company owns their own planet, so you can only buy that company's products there, and they have like famine, disease, workers that are not getting paid enough, living off like that company's food, and some of the guns, depending where you buy them, it's like it might not work, but that's all you got. Like that's all you can get here.
That's like working at like So we have the Superstore here, and that's owned by like Galen Weston or whatever. I wouldn't be able to afford groceries there for the pay. Like, I wouldn't make to feed my family. I would not make enough working there for groceries. Like, I couldn't afford to buy groceries where I work. Like, that's how insane it is. Like,
billionaires are the biggest welfare queens. Like, you know, they like to like imagine this woman that had 6 kids living on welfare. It's like, no. You guys all underpay your workers so that like half the workers at these at Superstore, at Walmart, especially in the States, are on social assistance, whether that's, you know, Ontario Works, food stamps, what have you. And it's like they purposely are paying their employees low enough that they can qualify for government assistance so that they can take more profits. And it's like, yeah.
It's fucking insane. Yeah.
See how if the government raised minimum wage, it would actually cost the taxpayer less? Just putting that out there, though.
I know. I love how everybody was like, we can't raise minimum wage. The cost of everything's going to go up. Like,
the cost of everything was going up regardless. Like,
it's gone up like 120%. Like, it's fucking insane.
Yeah, if you're not getting a yearly raise that's on par with inflation, you're actually getting a pay decrease. Even if you get a raise, if it's not on par with inflation, you're getting a pay decrease. That's it.
Yeah. Like, you're getting less money. That's why you got to rack up those bills and hope that society falls. I know, like, every time we're like, because it's like winter, we're getting our garden ready. And every time we're going grocery shopping, we're like, okay, like this year, this is the year after all our plants, they're going to grow great. And then we're not going to be buying groceries for a while. That's, you know, the plan. But it never works out. We have like a frost. Slugs, animal, like there's always
climate change isn't helping.
It's not. The first year we had like we didn't understand because this is our first time like living in like a climate like this, and we planted our stuff like where we would in Ontario, like in May. No, you're supposed to wait till like Father's Day weekend here, because like you can still get a frost and like ruin everything. And then the following year we had like tomatoes and stuff, but like slugs ate our other stuff. Damn. Little gophers ate everything. I was like, fuck. Like,
there was a guy on TikTok that had gophers eat his vegetables, so he made a smaller like garden for just the gophers.
Oh my god.
Yeah. And then the gophers end up having kids and stuff, and so like every year, so he set up a camera so you can see their progress now. And they always go to the little garden because it's not covered, but it's less work to get to because it's not covered by the metal stuff. They could get through the metal stuff, but it's less work. So they always go for the free food.
Kyle, while you're editing this, we're not editing, doing the transcript, take notes. Little garden.
Little gopher garden.
Yeah.
Unprotected, just for gophers.
I think it's groundhogs. I always get them mixed up. The groundhogs are so fucking big. They're like Kyle accidentally ran one over last year, and like it's the size of a fucking toddler. Okay. No, it was in the tire. Like it hit in the tire, and Kyle like went and like he's like, what the fuck? And it was like, and it just looked like an Ewok. That's what they are. They look like little Ewoks.
That's what they're based on.
Yeah, like groundhogs. Fucking, they're just bastards. That's it.
Well, I mean, the only thing I know about groundhogs is Groundhog's Day, and I literally am like, if I always bring up if a brown country was doing this, where they were looking to a groundhog or a lobster, if you're in like Prince Edward, it was PEI,
Nova Scotia.
Nova Scotia does the lobster, or a lobster for your weather for the next 6 weeks. People would be like, wow, that's dated. That's backwards. That's what? But no, if we do it, it's a holiday.
It's Lucy the lobster is the...
Is it the same with that? Like, if it sees its shadow or doesn't see its shadow?
I don't fucking know. The lobster does.
You guys seem very in the know about this Lucy the lobster.
Just because like it's right there, the province beside us. Yeah, it's just the lobster. I don't know. The lobster. I don't even think the groundhogs actually see their shadows. Like it's just like a sense of community, right? It's just guesswork. They're like, sure, he saw it. I guess.
Yeah, but they used to make a whole thing about it with the news there to see the groundhog or whatever.
They wait till the sunrise and they see the gopher come up, and then they're like, all right.
Or see where he looked before he goes back down into his hole.
Yeah, it's like if he goes in his hole right away, he got scared because of his shadow. But if he hangs out a little bit, then it's okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's like, guys, I'm right.
and the other option, he's like,
I'm like, no. He has an
no.
irrational fear. He's like, no.
no.
I can't. No.
I mean, to be fair, oh, sorry. Go.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, to be fair, I'd be fucking terrified of all these people just watching me. But like, I just want to go and take a shit, but then like all these people are like, ah.
Oh my gosh, I wonder if there's a correlation between the amount of people that start showing up for Groundhog's Day versus the amount of times the groundhog saw its shadow. Like to see if like the groundhog was seeing his shadow more and more as people increased on showing up.
The people who listen to our show who are totally into statistics, give us the answer. Like, math it
I'm
out
sure
for
this has been documented somewhere.
Yeah, you find out how many people showed up and if the groundhog saw. I don't think those numbers are available. You're like, oh, it looks like a big crowd. Like, you're like counting. Stay still.
I mean, to be fair, I was afraid of Peter Pan's shadow because it separated from him as a kid. Like I saw that movie.
Creepy shit.
Right?
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my gosh, that's terrifying. Can my shadow also separate? Because I'm a child. And that still kind of lingers. I'm like, maybe. If I saw a horror movie where people's shadows were separating, I would still be scared.
Yeah, it'd be like, oh god, lights on all the fucking time.
Yeah.
Although, like, if your lights are all off, you don't have a shadow.
So maybe that would be the premise. Like it'd be because there is a movie called Lights Out where the thing can only travel in the dark. So you have to keep all the lights on. So maybe this one would be lights on and you have to hide from your shadow in the dark.
Yeah, because you can't, because all the shadows blend, right? There's no different shadows in the dark because there's no light to reflect shadows.
Yeah, because shadows don't exist. They're only the absence of light.
You're not real.
It's terrifying, though. I've been reading those, like, 2-sentence horror stories on TikTok lately. Shit's scary, man. It's giving me fears. I'm starting to get scared.
Like your own fear. Sometimes if I'm super tired, like, you're in the middle of the night going to pee, and then you, like, I'm scared of to look in my reflection of the mirror. I'm like, I don't even believe in ghosts or anything, but like the fuck, that's it. Just there's ghosts in the mirror always. I don't even believe in the shit, but I just know. I know they're in there.
They're there. They're watching. They're waiting.
Well, I mean, to be fair, I don't want to see hallucinations of ghosts either. Like that's also scary.
Yeah.
When you're like, okay, so my irrational fear is like, do you ever feel like there's something that's going to grab you from under the bed? Like, and like when you're getting up in the middle of the night, you're cautiously putting your feet down. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, you know, there's nothing there, but you still like cautiously like.
I don't have it under my bed, but sometimes my like imagination, and it's always creepy children like coming up onto my bed. Like, just like, I'm like, nope. And then so I just have to like turn around. Like, I'm like, nope, if it's coming to get me, I don't want to see it. Like that.
I don't do the slow step out of my bed. I do like the like like try to get as far as I can from like the bottom of my bed. So it's like
so that I can't reach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or at least if he does reach, both feet are on the ground, so then you can use the other foot to hit his forearm.
That's what
like,
I do.
Yeah.
One foot down and like I creep like to wait to see so I can stomp on an arm. Like,
yeah, you're like fight or flight instinct is like you're like, oh, that's it. We're gonna brawl. Fucking dukes up, monster, dukes up.
It's the worst.
Like,
okay.
I creepily what?
Sorry, no. Go. If you were saying
I just like what I was saying before. Like I just creep like wait and see if something's gonna grab so I can like fight it. But you know, nothing gets me.
Well, now that we're talking about like hallucinations and things in our house, not an irrational fear. Well, it was an irrational fear that turned into an actual fear that turned into now probably an irrational fear. But like, I as a kid, I always had like a fear of someone breaking in, and then as a teenager, someone did, and now as an adult, I have like those two fears combined, where it's like irrational, but also it could happen.
It could. Live in a city, it can happen. Yeah,
it could happen.
Home invasions. Yeah.
Yeah, so like a lot of the times in bed, sometimes I'll like see a figure like when I'm like half asleep or dreaming, or like I'll hear steps. And like in my mind, I'm always like, oh, I'll be ready for it. I got to protect the kids. Like I gotta, but then when it actually happens, I was like, oh, I'm like freaking out. Like I'm like frozen and just gibberish is coming out because I'm like, oh, and Chris is always like, it's okay. It's just me, or it's nothing. There's no one there. But like, I'm always like, I'm going to fight them. But when I actually, no, I'm not going to fight. I'm going to freeze and speak gibberish and scream maybe if I can muster up the air.
I'm always worried about our dogs. I'm like, oh, people break in. It's never like, oh, my kids, Kyle. I'm like, what if the dogs get out? Like that's my biggest fear of a home invasion.
They're gonna get out.
Like I'm just so worried. Oh, like Puddle would be like an amazing guard dog. Since she had babies, she's such a fucking bitch. Like she hates when people come into the house. And I think if we're not there to be like calm down or whatever, she would like rip people apart. But I'm also worried that she would just take off out the front door. Be like, bye, you're on your own. But like I'm not worried about the people coming in. I'm worried about my dogs
getting out.
Getting out. Yeah, there's a busy road. Come in my house to make sure my dogs don't get out.
I'm lucky enough that my cats are terrified of people, first off. So I know at least 2 of my cats would hide the minute they heard unusual footsteps. I don't know how they can tell, but they can tell. Like from someone knocking on the door, Pumpkin is hidden. He's gone. Cord might come out for pets. So I don't know what they're gonna do to him. I guess it depends how evil they are, but I don't think any of them would leave. We worry about Lyric.
She goes bye. Like
she would be freaking out, and then if they don't like shut her up, she'd be out the door. Like that would be it. She'd be like, stranger.
She'd be like a
stranger danger. Let's go to a busy street.
No, although like I don't think I should worry about people coming to the house. I don't know. I live like on a busy road, but like
busy is relative here.
Yeah. It's a logger road. But it's like it's busy. There's like trucks all the time. I don't know.
That's scary.
It's no Hampton. It's like
truckers are scary.
Yes.
Yeah, sure, yeah. They could be scary.
A lot of like serial killer like murders are like linked to truckers.
Oh yeah, because they travel.
Yeah.
Oh, see, now I'm gonna have a few. I'm like, there's a truck outside.
We're just giving you. See, this is why I'm scared of everything. Too much knowledge. I'm not afraid of people. No, I'm not afraid of people. I'm afraid of woodland creatures, like tiny little fuckers, and like everything else. But like people, come at me. We'll see what happens. Fuck around and find out. Whatever. But no.
Have you guys seen? Fear is Dave dying in his sleep, or like in a car accident or something, and leaving me alone with the kids. That is it's not even David dying. It's leaving me alone to raise. I don't want to be a widower just because I don't want to raise these kids by myself.
Is there like an age that you're like, it's okay if he dies now?
When Nick's moved out, and if Caleb is in a facility because we can't take care of him anymore, then he can go. Like until that point, then he can go.
No, because I can't raise my kids. They're all like teenagers, 14 up. No, there's no way. 15. I don't fucking know how old my kids are. 15 and up, and I could not raise these bitches on my own. Like, no, I need the support. And there's no man in the world that'd be like, I'll come help you. No, they won't. Right? No other woman either. They're not crazy. They're
Hey, you might find a woman. You own a house and a farm.
Oh, that's
come
right.
on.
Lesbian's dream.
Yeah, they'll move in the same day they meet you. Like,
oh, that's right. Set. Oh my God, yeah.
So you're fine. You're fine. Yeah. Now, us city folk.
City folk are fucked. Yeah, but you just go to Home Depot.
I got a project I need help with.
Although I think it will be like hard to find like a super like femme lesbian that also is okay with me being a pillow princess. Like I need like the balance. It's usually stereotypical. There's
gotta be one.
A
there's
handful.
a couple.
I don't think in New Brunswick, but like I'll find
There's
them.
probably like one. Like she's in there. One.
There's one in all of
You're
New
Diamond
in a
Brunswick.
in the rough.
relationship already, but like you just
And,
have to
like,
break that shit up.
Yeah, and like she's grossly too young for me. Like that's the problem too.
You
Like
can't
I'll be
have
like,
the whole lottery. Okay, you gotta like pick something you don't want.
yeah,
As long as she's over 25 when you meet her, I have no qualms.
It's legal.
that's right. Her brain is fully developed.
Yeah.
There we go.
Well,
Perfect.
that one woman on American Horror Story is with the other woman that's like 20 years older than her. That's also an actress.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but they're
Yeah.
like in their 50s, but they were like 40 she was 40 when they met.
And
Like
the other
that-
one was like 60. Yeah.
Yeah, that's okay. That's okay.
Yeah,
Just
but I'm saying by the time Kyle dies, you
Oh,
might
yeah.
be 60, and then maybe this woman of our dreams will be in her 40s.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. Right now she's in high school. It's fine. That's not creepy.
We haven't met her yet. We're not.
Like she's cooking right now. Let her cook.
Somebody's uterus right now. But I see pregnant people. No, like that's not creepy.
Oh my god, that would be amazing. You start going up to pregnant people and say, "Boy or girl?" Oh, it's a boy. Ah, my future husband.
Imagine if dudes started doing that. Like those like dudes are like always getting 20-year-old girlfriends.
Okay, for the record, dudes do that, but they
I
do
know.
it to children.
I know, but like they're going to the pregnant women, like just like finger guns. You know, oh, there's another one.
Oh, you're having a girl? That's my future wife. See
Yeah.
you in 18 years.
Little heartbreaker. Wink, wink. Yeah. Ugh. Oh,
Ah, man.
men.
Oh, I was gonna say, going around on TikTok right now is a question that shows just how bad misogyny has gone and patriarchy has gone, and the constant femicide going on. You know, if you're a woman, you're more likely to be murdered by someone you know and love. So
Yeah.
there you go. So the question
Chances are
is,
up there.
if you were stranded in the woods alone, who would you rather be with? A man or a bear?
Bear.
And
Bear.
yeah,
Do I know the man?
no, you get no other
No.
information. It's a random man and a random bear. You don't know the bear either.
I know we're not friends.
You don't know
Choose
what
a bear.
kind of bear. You don't know what kind of man. You just a man or a bear. Because it's just averages. Law of averages.
Yeah, I would pick a man still because I could fight a man. I could not fight a bear.
But see, if a man attacks you, who's going to believe you? Versus if a bear attacks you.
A bear attacks don't matter.
Answered this. And what they said was, okay, so you have to, like, with a bear, you know what's going to happen. You either outrun it or you die from it eating. With a man, you don't know what he's going to do with you. And, like, there's far worse things than death, like rape and stuff, right? So, like, I'm going
And then
with
it's
the bear.
that if you get away,
Yeah.
who's going to believe you? Just because of, like, there's no
Yeah.
Well, some
witnesses.
people were like,
But
oh, you
again-
can reason with a man. You can't reason with a bear. I'm like, no.
Yeah, I think
They
you
can
can
manipulate you.
bear.
You can reason
How
with
many
them.
times do you see those crazy fucking old women, bears coming up on their porch, and they're like, close my door. And then the bear closes their
Yeah.
fucking door.
Yeah, the mountain folk around here. There was a man, a neighbor of a person, and he fought the bear by grabbing the bear's tongue. And then now that bear is like carpet in his house. But like, I'm like, oh
If
my
you grab
god,
a man's tongue, what's going to happen?
it'll slip
Like,
out.
Yeah.
But like these same scenarios, like, oh, who's gonna he's gonna attack you? Who's gonna believe you? Who's gonna believe him that I attacked him? You know, like I still my odds. I
It
still like my
happens
odds
all
better.
the time.
Yeah.
Where like
Doesn't-
women get like counter charged
Yeah.
even though they're being abused by a man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thankfully in Canada we have like it's dual charge, so more and more
They'll get
women.
charged too, even though
Yeah.
like it's self-defense. That's basically where the issue lies. It's like you're doing it in self-defense, but he's not doing it in self-defense.
No. Well, like in Canada, you can defend yourself the same force. So like never greater, but and you're not supposed to go
So
to
does
prison.
that mean if I get raped by a man, I can shove something up his ass? Like, I'm not using greater.
think
As a rubber dildo. Equal and equivalent to size.
We should put that in a start, like a bylaw. I think we could do that. If we can cover up cigarettes at the counter, we can start a bylaw that if you get raped, you can do equal force.
Yeah. It's not greater.
It's equal force.
I'll let you measure the dildo.
That's right.
You can figure it out.
You don't even have to do prison time. Just
equal force. Well, I mean, for the record, most of them don't do prison time. Most of them don't even get charged.
Not even anything.
Yeah, and I feel like that's part of it too, because like that's that this rapist is most likely to get away. And we're not saying all men are rapists, but if you're just
we have to pretend
random man in the forest. Like I remember in Hamilton, I lived in West Hamilton, right near the rail trail, and there was 6 women sexually assaulted on that rail trail that used to walk home from work. And I worked at night. So like, it was like, what do I do? People were like, carry bear mace. I'm like, but if I use it, I'm going to get charged. Yeah, like, what do I do?
Yeah. and like, it's scary. Like, cause when I was a child, 11, I was almost abducted. Like some guy picked me up and tried to carry me away like that.
But how many times were you abducted by bears?
0 times, 0 bears. Thank God. I do not want to try and be abducted by a bear.
For the record, there's a bunch of incels being mad now on TikTok about that question. They're like, you couldn't take on a bear. You're a woman.
But like, at least you know what's going to happen. Either the bear will leave you alone or your snack.
That's what their argument is. We know the outcome with a bear. We don't know the outcome with a man.
Yeah.
And if you get away, people blame you.
I'm thinking for survival to live. Yeah. I would pick like a man, but I would not pick a bear. I cannot fight a bear.
But we're not even saying the bear's going to fight you.
I know. I just fight you. I always worst case scenario. I am going to have to defend myself. And out of the 2, like you can't stab a bear with a stick, but you can stab a man with a stick. You know, you need like
the average man can outpower me, and I will gladly say that.
Oh yeah, like, I'm not stronger than a man. No, I'm not saying I'm stronger. I'm just saying if I had to fight my way out of a situation, I have better odds of survival against a man than a bear. Bears are big. We're
not even saying it's a big bear.
Small. The smallest bear, what, koala bear? Like, is that in the pick? Is that in the mix? Although they're fucking scary too.
Oh yeah, they're vicious. Like, don't let their cuteness fool you.
A panda bear. That's the bear I would pick.
They're dumb. Oh my God, they are so dumb.
They'll kill you on accident.
They will be like, oh shit.
They'll go for a hug and they'll smother you to death. Like
they'll accidentally sit on you or something. They'll be like, oh fuck, my friend. Like,
they fall asleep. Like you're like
they'll like fall out of a tree on
That's
you.
why they're endangered, eh? It's because of their own stupidity that they are killing themselves accidentally. Yeah. And that's why China has to protect them.
That's why, just like humans, that's why we have safety things on everything.
Yeah.
Like, we're pandas.
We're fucking pandas. We try to act like we're smart. We're not.
The bear I want is that the microscopic bear. Starts with a T. They call it a water bear. It can like live in outer space. It's like
I know what you're like. Does it kind of look like a beetle on water, or
it's a bear? It looks like a bear. Okay, hold on. I gotta come here.
Is it like see through? Like it's like an amoeba, like a type of amoeba in the shape of a bear?
But it's in the animal. It's a invertebrate or something.
I don't know.
I've never heard of this bear.
I've heard of like different
tardigrade. That's what it's called. As water bears or moss piglets.
Share screen. Let us see.
Okay.
For YouTube watchers out there.
They're super cute. That's not the screen. What? Why
did we think we could do this intoxicated? I have no idea.
Okay, this guy. Like I would. Like, it kind of looks like a bear made out of a paper bag.
I mean, to be fair, most, like, bears always look like people dressed up as bears. So
They
this
do.
bear just
Yeah.
looks like people dressed up as a bear, but their budget was a little low.
This is like on Wish. Inflatable bear from Wish. Yeah.
It kind of almost looks like a potato with legs or something.
Yeah, but they're super, super tiny. They were found in 1777. I didn't think it was that long ago. I thought it was like a more recent thing, but they've just been started where people have become obsessed with them, like where they've been categorized as an animal. So instead of like a little microbee thingy, so now people like they're getting more funding to like look into these guys just because they also have like a super high like survival rate. Like no matter where they are, they're surviving. Every place on Earth has this type of guy. Like there's not a climate without one.
Well, for the record, the sea is scary and scares the shit out of me.
Oh yeah, it's spooky space.
I believe that the undersea is like space. I feel like it's like opposites of each other. Like we know more about space than we do about under the sea.
Yeah.
Which is scary. That's so scary. Like focus on Earth first. I thought we were patriots.
What is it? What's in the sea?
Go to your own planet. Oh my god.
This
Irrational fears.
and like there was like the colossal squid used to be like a theory, but they found that it's real. Like it's a real thing. There's giant fucking squids. Although we've only seen like dead ones, but
They got video of one live one like 2 years ago.
oh,
Like, a year
okay,
and a half
nice.
ago. Like very recent, and it's very like it was like dark because it's deep
Yeah.
sea footage. So you only see it when it gets like close to the camera.
You're like, oh fuck.
There's this TikTok of these marine biologists that take these like drones down to see like deep sea critters and stuff. And anytime they see them, and it sounds like a Discord chat because they're all millennials, right? And they're all like, "Oh my god, is that the no way? Whoa! Oh my gosh, look at the And it just sounds like a Discord chat, like as they're like looking at these like underwater, they're like, "No way, that's the jellyfish! So it's the jellyfish!" Like, wow. Okay, guys, quiet down. Maybe it'll change because I guess this one jellyfish changed. Like, whoa, it didn't! No way! And these are all like marine biology. I'm like, that's great. That's amazing.
I would love that. I
will send that to you.
Like
feel
if I
you would love
wasn't
that.
so terrified of like drowning, I would love to do scuba diving. Like that, I can do snorkeling, although I'm terrified of the fish. Like I will go snorkeling and then all of a sudden there'll be like a school of fish around me and I'll be like, ah! And I've done it. And like, I know. And then I was on like a thing and the guy's like, oh, you want to feed the fish? I was like, fuck no. Like, no, do not come near me with that stuff. No. And then I'd have to like take my head out of water because ignorance is bliss. Like there's no fish near me. There's no fish near me.
I was a lot braver as a kid. Like I used to like catch like frogs, snakes. I once caught a water snake in the water, like a fucking crawfish and shit. Like all those things. Like I would no problem catch. Now I'm like, don't touch me. Like you're a stranger animal.
I'm afraid of lightning bugs hitting me in the face. Carrie, like, no. I think it's because the older you get, you realize the end is near.
I know. I'm like, I'm dying tomorrow. Like every day. I'm like, tomorrow's the day.
Yeah, today's my last day. I'm not gonna wake up. So like every day, I'm like, I think it's a rational fear to be scared of like
dying,
fish dying. Anything that could cause me death. This includes lightning bugs.
I'm always I constantly like, oh, I guess I'm dying tomorrow. Like tomorrow's gonna be the day, and then I'm like, I should live today to my fullest. And then I get up and make breakfast, and I'm like, I'm depressed.
Yeah, not enough.
Then I do nothing.
My fullest right there.
That's
Now I'm gonna let bed rot.
Damn it.
Yeah.
Next day I wake up, I'm like, I'm not dead. Okay. Tomorrow
today's
is the day.
Yeah. And I always, I'm like, I'm gonna do stuff. And then you can't.
You mentally can't prepare to do the stuff. I know.
Fuck.
So I'm just scared of life. Afraid.
I'm a scared. Yeah, I'm a scared.
Scared. Oh man.
I was having like a panic attack like a couple weeks ago, and like it felt like a heart attack. Like my chest was tight, my back was tight, my arms were tight. I'm like, oh my God, I'm having a fucking heart attack. And then stressing about it made it worse. Oh, I was like, oh shit. And I'm like, Kyle, I can't breathe. I'm in so much pain. And then he's like, do you need anything? I'm like, no, I'm fine. Like, but eventually it went away. But like, it hurt so bad. I had muscle pains the following day. But I was like, this is how I'm dying because I don't want to go to a fucking hospital.
Right? I was about to say, I get like sharp stomach pains. I'm like, oh, is this my appendix? Is this, do I have cancer? Like, what's going on here? And I'm like, Chris will be like, what's going on? I'm like, my stomach's hurting. He's like, should I take you to the hospital? I'm like, no. Like, what? Crazy?
No. Yeah. No,
why would I go there?
What are they going to do for me? Like, no.
And the last time I actually had to go to the hospital, I was on the bathroom floor, curled up in a ball by my toilet. And Dave's like, okay, I think it's time to go. And I'm like, no, I'm good. And he's like, no, you're fucking going.
Yeah.
But like I was good to actually stay at home in agony.
Yeah, die. Just die in your bathroom by your toilet. Because it's better than going to the hospital. Yeah, like you're like, okay, this is it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, no.
My husband had to argue with me, like, no, get the fuck up. You're going to the hospital. I'm not raising these kids by myself.
That's right. Nobody wants to raise these kids. That's the only way we're supporting each other now. We're like, listen, our relationship is gone, but neither one of us is raising these kids by ourselves. Like, that's it.
Me and Chris
the
are
only reason
still
why we're faithful to each other is because we don't want to divorce. Then we're raising the kids by ourselves. No.
That's right.
No.
Okay, Chris and I only 10 years into our relationship, not quite up to the numbers you guys are at yet. So
20.
So there's still a little love there.
There's
besides
still love,
the resentment for the children. So
yeah, you still have a little love. Yeah.
Yeah. So we're still going good. So it's like we'll see where we're at in 20 years.
Yeah, 10 years from now.
10 years. Yeah, 10 years.
10 years ago, totally still in love with Kyle.
Right.
Like, it wasn't about survival then. Like now,
I think
at 20 years.
I was done with Dave. Like,
Yeah,
I
you're
had
like,
a kid, and I was like, fuck it.
It's too
Me,
late.
it's like, who do I want to be in the apocalypse with? That's what it's about. Love, secondary.
Yeah.
Who do I want to, like, who can I tolerate enough to survive the end of the world with?
That's
and
really
so far, that's Chris. So
that's really what it is. Like, they should be teaching this in relationship classes in high school, in like your sex ed, like the relationship part. Like, who, if all shit hits the fan, who's the person you can turn to for support? Like, you don't want somebody to like take care of you or whatever. Like, you want a team. Like, who could you be a team with? Like, that's important.
Who knows what you don't know?
Exactly. Oh, that's even better.
Right.
You want opposites. You don't want to have the same interests and knowledge. You want opposites.
You really want a little bit to be able to spend time together, have references you each can make, you know, like a little bit there, but you also want to be able to teach.
You need some common ground to talk about something.
Yeah.
Like,
So a little bit, yeah. We should make a relationship, like make a PowerPoint. Do a TED Talk.
A TED Talk. On our healthy relationships
during the apocalypse.
That's right.
Make it like Fallout style and just be like, you know, it's the end of the world, but that doesn't mean it's the end of you.
That's right. It's the end of your life.
Did you know that humans were made to live in a society, but sometimes society crumble?
We'll have like a little that light.
Yeah, it would be awesome.
Look, Yeah.
Look at this. Look at this statistic. Look, I made this pie chart here.
Yeah, I don't know if it's true, but I made this pie chart.
I made it, therefore it exists.
It's real.
So,
Right. I don't know the
exists, it's real.
statistics, but
do we have any other irrational fears?
oh no, all fears are rational.
Yeah.
That's my
I agree with you now. After this talk, all fears are rational. I agree.
all fears are rational. Although, like, it's not great if that fear makes you not able to leave your house. Like, that's shitty. Like, you should be able, unless like you're just still having fun. I say if you can't leave your house, but you're still having a good time, like if you're happy and healthy and like enjoying yourself, why do you have to leave? Like that's but like if you're scared all the time and you do want to leave but you're too afraid, then that sucks and don't that's not a fear you should have. But all fears are rational.
Well, I mean, I always like to think like a lot of the times the people that die suddenly, they weren't afraid of dying by that way suddenly. It just
I don't know.
yeah, exactly. So maybe we should just stop knowing all the ways we should die and just become dumber. And then we'd be not scared.
That's it. That's why people keep doing stupid stuff. We just
gotta be dumber. That's the cure.
Stupid. That's like scientific. I don't know what there's like a study, I forget the name, but like people with higher IQs and ability to like adapt to situations, they have higher anxiety.
Yeah, because we know we're gonna have to save everyone in our vicinity because we're the only ones adapting. That's pressure. I don't want to live through that.
It's just like, oh my god, the stakes are high. I would just like, okay, bye. I would not. I have like this thing where people think I'm like stupider than I am, and I think that will be good because then I can get away with like, I don't fucking know.
Yeah, it's because we say things like a scared and shit. Yeah,
and so people scared.
People are like, oh, this bitch is a fucking idiot. She's no help.
So I think that's great. And it's always been, and like growing up, people are like, oh, what's this? I'm like, I don't fucking know. Because I give people answers like, oh, I don't know. So then they don't think anything. Kyle hates it when I like am like that. Where like he'll ask me things, I'm like, I don't know. Or like I'll ask questions that make me sound stupider. He's like, you're pissing me off. Because he doesn't like not smart people. So, because that's his autism. And it's funny because like Brandon had to like leave school because he's like, people are pretending they're dumb. And like it was making him mad. I was like, you need to understand that people don't understand everything. Like that's why you go to school. You go to school to learn. So like Brandon's just
some
like
people don't get things till later. You know, they might have learned it a year ago, but they didn't understand it.
Yeah, it takes a while to understand stuff too. You're like, oh, it clicks, right? Like it. Yeah. Sometimes it takes people a while. I understand, but I like that if there's a situation where people are like, oh, we need smart people, no one's coming to me. I don't need
until the very end, and you're like the second last in the group, and then you're like, I actually knew what to do this whole time.
I can't like build a robot or anything, but like adaptability and understanding people. I gotcha.
Well, I'm sure Stephanie Hurst, our VIP Patreon, will have no problem adapting. If you want to hear your name here at the end of an episode, join our Patreon at the highest tier, or you can join at the lowest tier and have access to our newsletter, or at the $5 tier and up, where you have access to our pre-drinks episodes and any other video content.
Yeah, everything else.
Everything else. Just read the tiers, guys, but there's an option for everybody.
Yeah, for you, for your grandma, for your cousin, everybody.
And if you haven't yet, please rate us wherever you're listening, because it really, really helps the like algorithms and stuff like that. So yeah, like give us a rating, a comment, wherever.
Help push us through, right? Like if you like us, and even if you don't like us, whatever, just share our shit
about us. Yeah, share publicly why you hate us.
Yeah, I'd like to know why you hate me. Yeah. I probably know why already, but it's because we're obnoxious. And like we tell people to be decent human beings. I'm pretty sure that.
How dare you demand others be nice to others?
Right? Yeah.
What happened to free speech?
There it is. For everybody who doesn't like us, I know that's exactly why. It could be we're women. A lot of people don't like that. Whatever. They don't like my goat laugh. Whatever. But
our vocal fry, we did get a comment about that. They're like,
oh my God, yeah.
Why are you talking like that? I'm like, I'm so sorry. This is just my voice.
Yeah.
I'm not putting on another voice. You can look at all my footage. Like, it's been 116 episodes. This is how we talk.
Yeah, that has been like, they're like, why do you talk like that? Like, where you're trying to, like, what was it, like a valley girl or something?
A valley girl, because we say like and because we're thinking.
Yeah, we are thinking. And, you know, if you're listening to somebody talk and they say and like a lot, well, maybe not a lot, but you will remember what they said more.
Because they're giving you space to think too.
That's right. It's a process. So letting it click. That my irrational fear is that people are not as smart as they can be. Like that.
That's true. That's just life.
I don't like that. That's a fear too. Yeah. I think that's a fear Kyle and I have in common. Is we just gotta ride that wave when you're like, oh, like when people aren't family or friends and they're like doing misinformation, we're usually like, okay, yeah. But when it's like family and friends, we're like, oh, like, no, that's wrong, whatever. But a lot of strangers with the wrong information, we're just like, okay, yeah.
I always pick and choose. Like, I had one friend say she doesn't believe in evolution, and I was just like, oh, okay. Cool. Because that doesn't change much. Mm-hmm. But then I had a random stranger say he was against trans women in sports. So then I went on a whole diatribe about trans people and how does 0.2% of all people like matter to you? Yeah, that's how much trans women are in sports, even less than that. But that was
like not even
like 3 people. You're mad about 3 people.
A total of like 3 people.
But yeah. Anyways, before we start a whole other episode,
a whole new part 2. Yeah.
I will see you all next time. Have a good night.
Good night.
Bye.
Good night.